regarding the Miami Heat's Pat Riley. So Pat Riley has been fined $25,000 by the NBA on Wednesday for violating the league's anti-tampering rule. And we talked about this tampering rule before with Daryl Morey, but this is just another example. So basically, the reason why he was fined is because on the Dan Levitard show, he was talking about how he would be more than happy or more than openly happy to bring LeBron back if he wanted to come back. He said, and I quote, he said, I would leave the key under the doormat if he would call me and let me know that he's coming. I would do that, but I doubt very much that key is rusty now. LeBron, look, he's one of the greatest of all time. And for 4 years down here, if we want to go back and remember what those 4 years were like, it was 4 years in the finals, 4 years of excitement, two world championships. It was the best time for the Heat. So I wish him nothing but the best. And if he ever wanted to come back, I'd put a new shiny key under the mat. Now, again, obviously, Nate, LeBron James, he's still under his contract with the Lakers for the next 2 seasons. So this does count as tampering according to the rules. But yeah, I'll start off with this first, but before I do, the source for this is ESPN. So let me start off with this first, okay? See, this is definitely tampering. All right. This is no doubt about it. It's tampering, like this is basically him like almost recruiting LeBron to come to the Miami Heat if he wanted to. What I don't like about this is the fact that it was only 25K. Okay, now let me explain this to you. Okay, I don't like this tampering rule at all. I told you about this in the Daryl Morey case. But Daryl Morey, okay, gets a $75,000 fine for tweeting join him. Okay, when basically Pat Riley is basically saying the same thing, just in a longer quote. You know, this is basically that's what this is. So this I'm gonna say it one more time. I do not like this tampering rule because you cannot stop players from talking to each other about forming teams if they wanted to. You can't stop it. Okay? Doesn't mean you can keep track of their texts. It doesn't mean you got some of this on video. You can stop that stuff. But again, in reality, these players, if they want to form a team, I think they're most likely going to do it in either private text or they're going to do it in person. Simple as that. Okay? Look, man, as for this fine, this is definitely tampering, and again, Pat Riley, again, he is a legend in the NBA. Pat Riley is an NBA legend. Again, a Hall of Fame coach, a Hall of Fame president. Uh, Again, his player career wise is Hall of Fame. So when you really look at it, Nate, Pat Riley is a legend. This $25,000, I guarantee you, was pocket change for Pat Riley. Okay, so let me talk to the NBA for a second. Okay, I do not like these tampering rules. Okay, I really don't. I think if anything, players talking about forming a team definitely helps the NBA. Okay, but the fact that the NBA doesn't want the players to talk about forming teams or whatever, because again, like I said, it does this tampering rule, it does help low market teams, because it gives them a chance to go after these big free agents. But these big free agents are not going to go to these low market teams. I want these people to know that right now. Okay. Simple as that. They're not going to go. LeBron James is never going to go to the Pistons or the Magic or the Sacramento Kings. Okay. Neither is Kevin Durant, nor is James Harden, Giannis, Jokic, or any other big star, Curry, or any other big star that you want to name. They're never going to go to those teams. Simple as that. Okay. So when I look at this, Nate, do I again, if we're going by the rules, because again, even though I don't like the rules, again, if I was part of the NBA, I still gotta follow them. Does this look like a fine? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. This is definitely tampering, Nate. Um, Again, it's a $25,000 fine. I don't understand where they come up with this money value for a fine. I don't, because Daryl Morey says like join him, he gets a $75,000 fine. Pat Riley is literally open about it on video. He gets a $25,000 fine. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe because Daryl Morey has done it more because he has been fined for tampering more than once. So maybe I'm not sure, but again, this is definitely tampering according to the tampering rule. And yeah, I mean, Pat Riley got a $25,000 fine out of it. Do you think Pat Riley cares, Nate? Probably not. Okay, Pat Riley is an old school guy. He probably doesn't care. And again, it's no doubt about it that he likes LeBron James. I mean, if LeBron James won you two world championships, you definitely love him too. And even if he didn't, LeBron James is still one of the greatest players to ever play the game. You know. But look, um, as far as the NBA tampering rule, I never really agreed to them at all. I never really thought they were that great, those great of rules anyway. But again, obviously, regardless of whether you like the rules or not, you still got to follow them. Because of that, Pat Riley got fined $25,000. So with that being said, though, I do wish the Miami Heat and Pat Riley the best of luck. Hopefully, Pat Riley learns from his mistake. Just like I said about Daryl Morey, even though you might not like the rule, I don't know if he likes it or not. But regardless of that, I hope that he learns from his mistake, because at the end of the day, this mistake is going to keep costing your team money. And even though it's pocket change to Pat Riley, it's regardless. So with that being said, I do wish for Miami Heat and Pat Riley the best of luck, and I'll pass it on to you, Nate.
Right. Well, first of all, best of luck to Pat Riley. Again, like you said, I hope he learns from his mistake. Here's what I don't like about this, okay? It's not even about the amount that really kind of gets me going. It's the fact that the Daryl Morey situation, not only was he fined, but so was the team itself. For a Twitter tweet, Mario. For a Twitter tweet.
Yeah.
That's basically it. He goes on and no disrespect to Pat Riley, I'm not shining down on him in any way, shape, or form. But Pat Riley goes on a radio show and basically opens up about how he wants LeBron to come back, or if he ever would want to come back, that he would be under the map, and the team doesn't get spiny. It's exactly what we talk about in the NHL and the MLB. The suspensions and the fines are not consistent. That's the first thing I thought about when you mentioned how the amount is different. Now of course, what we talked about, Daryl Morey has that wasn't the first time he's gotten fined for something like that. I remember when he was with the Rockets, he got fined for a similar situation. We did talk about that. It was a few months ago though, before James Harden got traded. But yeah, Mario, I look at it and it's just not consistent, because not only did Daryl Morey get fined, but the Sixers got fined as well. But this happens and it's just Pat Riley. So I don't know, Mario. I look at it like that. But again, I touched up on the Tampa rule. I'm not a big fan of it either. Because at the end of the day, you look at these owners and they talk to people outside of the workforce. They probably talk about this kind of stuff. What are you gonna do? Set up a spy and be like, oh yeah, report back to the boss. Oh, this is what this dude was saying outside of the workforce. Now I don't know if this rule is directly enforced on the job or not. I did mention this the other day. I'm not sure if it was. It's not.
Well, even if it was, regardless, both of them,
regardless, it's still pretty dumb.
One was on Twitter and the other one was on a radio show.
Yeah, regardless, yeah. So I mean, if you one of you guys in the comments probably know if it's enforced in the workforce or just in general, let us know. I'm not so sure if it is or not.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably not, because the Heat are out of the playoffs. So what workforce are they on?
Yeah, right. So yeah, at this point, it's probably not even. It probably is in general, but regardless, whether you don't like the rules or not, you still gotta follow them. At the end of the day, it's life. You're gonna do things that you don't like, and that's just that. So with that being said, Pat Riley, I hope you learn from this mistake. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Same thing with the Heat. I wish him the best of luck. Not too much luck, because again, you face the Celtics every year. So, but as an analytic, best of luck to you guys. And yeah, Mario, we just don't like this rule. We're not really a big fan of it.